From late spring into early summer, your lawn can start to look like it has brown polka dots all over it. Don't let lawn fungus destroy all the hard work you put into your lawn during the spring. Today, let's talk about how we can prevent and treat lawn disease. Hi, I'm Mike, and this is Mike's Home and Garden. Thank you for joining me for another video. Now, if this is your first time here, and you want to learn about lawn care, boost your curb appeal, and do other home improvement projects, start now by subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss out. I want to talk about lawn disease today because this is the time of year it really starts to show up in lawns. With a little bit of knowledge and planning, you can either prevent it, or if you're starting to see signs of it, treat it, so that way going into summer, your lawn looks healthy again. Today, let's talk about what are some of the common causes of lawn disease, what are some of the ones you're going to come across in your lawn, some of the symptoms and signs that you have it in your lawn, and then let's talk about some easy to get products that you can get to treat or prevent lawn fungus in your yard. Now, be sure to check out the description for all the information about the products we discussed today, as well as timestamps for this video. You can move around to the information that you need, but I encourage you to watch all the way to the end so you don't miss out. Even the most well-managed lawns will have fungus issues. The spores are all over in the air, and given the right conditions, will attach to the grass and cause all kinds of issues. Now, I'm in the transition zone in North Carolina, and in this time of year, late spring going into early summer, it is prime season for dollar spot to start showing up in people's lawns. Now, in my last video where I was talking about combating heat stress in my front lawn, I was starting to also discuss some of the elements that were showing up that are favorable to lawn disease, namely the high heat and the humidity that we're starting to experience. So keep in mind, if your temperatures during the day are approaching 90 degrees, and in the morning, if you go out into your lawn and start to see dew on the ground, which is caused by a lot of humidity in the air, then you have the conditions favorable for lawn fungus problems. So on these late spring mornings, go out into your lawn and take a look. Do you see a little cobwebs all over the place on the surface of the grass? Those aren't caused by spiders. That's a sign that you have dollar spot issues in your lawn. So even if you're following all the best cultural practices, you may start seeing some of those cobweb looking signs early in the mornings, or even some round brown spots show up in the lawn during the day. If you start to see the brown spots appear, that's a later sign of dollar spot, but it's still treatable with the right products and the right practices. Now, you've heard me use the term dollar spot a few times already in the video. Dollar spot and brown patch are two of the more common lawn fungus or lawn disease types that you may encounter in your grass. But for this time of year, late spring and early summer, dollar spot is by far more common. Now, these aren't the only two diseases. You could be dealing with pythium, powdery mildew, yellow spot, different types of rust diseases. But for today's video, let's just keep it simple. I want to focus on dollar spot, as in the transition zone and in the spring and summer, it's going to be the most common disease to work with. Now, before we start talking about stopping dollar spot in its tracks, if you want a disease-free lawn this summer, be sure to smash that like button and drop me a comment down below. Like many different lawn products, you're going to find with disease prevention and treatment, you're going to have granular and liquid options. And on my channel, I'm always going to defer to the granular option because it's really easy to get and it's really easy to use. The products that I use, you're going to find at your local Lowe's, Home Depot, or any other hardware store that carries lawn products. Two of the most common products for granular options for disease control in the lawns are the Bio-Advanced Fungus Control for Lawns and Scott's DiseaseEx. The important thing about these two products is they both treat a broad spectrum of lawn disease. And I've used both of them to great success, varying year to year depending on availability and price. Of course, my recommendation is looking for these two products at your local hardware store. Find the one that makes sense in your budget. You'll be very pleased with the results either way. Now, I don't normally get into the science or the technology behind active ingredients in products. I like to explain in general how they work so it's easy to understand. But if you want to know the names of the active ingredients, Scott's DiseaseEx uses azoxystrobin, and Fungus Control for Lawns by Bio-Advanced uses propiconazole. Of the two, if you're looking in the lawn care community on other YouTube channels or forums, you're going to probably hear about propiconazole more often than not. It's a very common and very effective product to use. Either one, though, will work great in your situation. Now, when it comes to application rate, be sure to follow the bag instructions. You will see on the back of the bag when you purchase it that there's a preventative and a curative treatment with these products. When you have active signs of lawn disease infection already in your lawn, you're going to follow the curative rate application. It's going to be a higher rate of application than the preventative rate. But if you're not showing any signs of lawn disease yet, I still recommend a preventative treatment this time of year because as summer's approaching and it's getting hotter and it's getting more humid, lawn disease can still show up. You do not want to get behind the curve and have to go into the curative treatment approach. Now, 2 years ago, I had a really bad infestation of dollar spot in my front lawn. With the application at the curative rate, it took 2 applications, 2 weeks apart, to really get a hold of the problem. After about a month of continuing to mow, feed, and water my lawn after the treatments, my lawn bounced back and it looked fantastic all summer long. Summer can already stress out our lawns because of the extreme heat, the humidity, and the lack of rain. Don't let lawn fungus destroy what you worked so hard to grow. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.